onion that you sweat out.
Yep.
Then you added some red cabbage, a little water, and lots of fresh ginger.
Even though you had the onions going, right, and I've added the ginger, then I've added the red cabbage, the whole idea is to retain as much of that phytonutrient and phytochemical as possible. So that's the redness there. So if we cook this probably about 4 or 5 minutes, we're not going to lose too much colour, we're not going to lose too much
Tender
goodness.
crisp.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like a tender crisp.
So it's got some flavour to it. So I'm going to do a couple of eggs here as well. So this is basically like an egg roll or fresh egg roll.
Right.
But generally an egg roll wrap would have wheat in it. So this is one we do just with eggs.
Italians do this too. They make a paper thin, like a crepe out of the egg.
So the whole idea when doing something like this is that you're always thinking ahead. So you may have a couple of these ingredients already in your
Sure, everybody has eggs in their fridge.
So eggs. So rather than a whisk, this is something I like to do, is actually take a fork, okay, and beat it as opposed to whisking it. That way you don't overwork the egg whites, and that way you get a nice sort of a thin omelette. So a little bit of salt, and instead of adding milk and cream and things like that, I'll add just a touch of water.
Okay.
All right. So then straight into the pan. So we do really make this thin omelette. So
which one you want to work there? The middle one?
Yeah, let's do the middle one. We get a couple going on. And then just with you can...
And you just swirl it just like a crepe.
Like a crepe, there you go.
Beautiful, gorgeous.
Oh, I love that.
I know, isn't that great?
Hey, do you know, I was watching, just quickly, I thought this was really cool because you were talking about the whole bra thing, and I don't wear a bra, you know that. But you were doing this, and I did see on the camera there was one guy up here. When everyone did like that little scratch, and there was one guy up here put his head down. Where do you look when someone does that? But I thought if that's okay, I felt sorry for him. I'd give him a cookbook.
Oh, that's really good. Good.
Look at all these women. There's only one guy, not two guys. But I saw him. He's like, I don't know. There you go.
That's fabulous.
Thank you, sweetheart. That's all right. He's got a bit of a stretch. I also think.
You know, he was looking down because he was probably thinking about what men like to scratch when they get home.
Well, interestingly enough, Rachel, he smelled like Febreze. I thought that was interesting. All right, so these...
That's fabulous. It's so gorgeous.
And then you just lift it, fold it. Well, that one...
Well, you can blame it on me. That was mine.
You did a good job, though.
There wasn't enough oil in the pan, I think.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is we take
And we've got a couple right here.
Yeah.
Perfect and ready to go.
We take our...
Isn't that creepy?
What happened? How did that do that?
I don't know. It's been happening a few days now. I think we got to get, like, I don't know, a burning of some sage in here or something.
So stuff.
Do you see the faucet just turned itself on by itself?
So my grandmother passed away like 3 years ago, and I always feel like she's in the kitchen with me.
Well, she just said hello.
Oh, okay.
No, she said wash your hands.
That was actually...
It's creepy, isn't it creepy? I know, it happened to me the other day. I was down here, and it went on down there, and I was freaked out.
Oh, my gosh.
We probably shouldn't talk anymore about the fact we're haunted until these folks leave.
I got totally spooked out, but at the same time, I love the fact
Crispy garlic.
Crispy garlic.
Scallions.
Scallions. And you could add some cilantro.
The ginger.
Yep.
The beautiful, this is gorgeous. And the tender crisp cabbage and the onions. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah. So the whole idea, I believe it's important to always think about eating a lot less processed foods.
This is just beautiful. It just looks delicious and nutritious.
Garlic. And you know what?
Garlic.
I think more importantly, to be able to come up with a meal that feeds, obviously we had enough ingredients, we could feed 4 people for $5. $5.
And you know, eggs, grains, beans, you know, they're all great dollar stretchers, but eggs are just such a great comforting go-to because they cook so quickly, they're inexpensive, and they're a great source of protein.
And we did that like 3 or 4 minutes.
It literally takes 3 minutes.